Hi, I'm Linda, creator of information about arthritis. If you are new to this channel, then don't forget to subscribe. Just click the subscribe button below and then click the notification bell to receive notifications of new videos when they are released. Also, don't forget to visit my website, Food with Arthritis, where you can find out more about these terrible diseases and download free articles. When you develop arthritis, you are living with joint pain and inflammation. When you move, the affected joints will become stiff and painful. There are hundreds of different arthritis that are similar, but have different treatments. All joints are similar. They are formed between two bones, with a smooth tissue called cartilage, for smooth movement, with a liquid called synovium, covers the joints that help prevents the bones from wearing away. Therefore, the bones will start rubbing together. This video shows you which joints can be affected. The first one is arthritis of the knee. These are one of the largest and strongest joints. The knee is joined by the femur and tibia, which are attached to the kneecap. The knee joint is covered with articular cartilage that cushions and protects the bones. You also have two wedge-shaped cartilages called a meniscus, found between the thigh bone and shin bone. Then the whole knee is covered by a thin layer of the synovial membrane that releases fluid and loosens the cartilage, reducing rubbing. Therefore, your knee comprises of bones, cartilage, ligaments and tendons to help your knee move freely. 3 types of arthritis attack the knee. They are osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and post-traumatic arthritis. Osteoarthritis is the wear and tear of the joints, and mainly occurs in people over 50, but can also attack toddlers and teens. This is called JIA or juvenile idiopathic arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease that is symmetrical. This means that when you develop it in your right knee, you will get the disease in your left knee. This attacks the synovial membrane that covers the joint, and you will have swelling, pain and stiffness when it gets attacked. Post-traumatic arthritis is a form of arthritis that begins after an injury. The ankle and foot joints support you as you walk, stand, run or do other activities. You have 3 different bones that help you move your foot up and down. There are also 28 bones in the foot and 30 for a broader range of movements. The bone of the joints has articular cartilage, which helps the bones glide over each other. The ankle has tough ligaments attached to the bones to keep the joint in place. You also have muscles and tendons that help support and strengthen the movement. It is commonly affected in the midfoot and the big toe. There are 3 types that attack the foot and ankle: osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis and post-traumatic. Osteoarthritis is the gradual wearing away of the joints. The joint bones become frayed and rough, then the space between the bones decreases, and the bones rub together, causing chronic pain called osteophytes or bone spurs. These spurs grow around the joints. The spurs can develop in your big toe, foot or heel, and can restrict movement. You will also hear cracking when you move as it rubs against the tissues and bones or even squeeze nearby nerves. Rheumatoid arthritis starts affecting the foot and ankles. The immune cells attack the synovium. Over an extended time, this synovium attacks and damages the cartilage, bone, ligaments and tendons, which, in time, causes severe deformity and disability of the joint. And post-traumatic arthritis develops after a fall on the foot or ankle. For example, dislocation or fracture develops years after the incident. The symptoms are painful when you move your ankle. In addition, you may get flare-ups and are tender to touch when you do vigorous activities. The joint becomes swollen, warm to the touch and red, also difficult to walk. Low back pain, or adult spondylolisthesis, is one of the bones in your spine or vertebra. This happens when your vertebra slips forward and becomes out of place, occurring anywhere along the spine, but usually in the lumbar spine region. You may also get the pain down the legs. Another type, called degenerative spondylolisthesis or DS, mainly develops in older people. Your intervertebral discs start to dry and get brittle and weak. The spine also gets stiff and your height will decrease as your back starts to buckle. This all happens when one vertebra, the side, begins to wear out and flatten, making the disc loosen and move over the one below. Women are more likely to get this than men. Also, it's mainly found in the older 50s. The shoulder has 3 bones to help you move: the upper arm or humerus, the shoulder blade or scapula, and the collarbone or clavicle. The upper arm is fitted into a round-shaped socket in your shoulder blade called a glenoid. The glenoid has muscles and tendons called the rotator cuff, keeping the arm centered to the shoulder socket. Then the shoulder has two joints, one near the clavicle and the other at the top of the humerus. 5 types of arthritis can attack the shoulder: osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, post-traumatic arthritis, rotator cuff tear arthropathy, and avascular necrosis. Osteoarthritis destroys the smooth articular cartilage when the joints wear away and starts to fray and rough, leaving a space that, in time, will rub bone on bone, resulting in painful movement. This affects the over 50s and is common in the acromioclavicular, which is between the acromion and clavicle. Rheumatoid arthritis attacks the lining of the shoulder joints, and unfortunately, as it's symmetric, it will eventually develop in both shoulders. Post-traumatic arthritis develops after a fracture or dislocation, which has developed over time. Rotator cuff tear arthropathy is a type of arthritis that causes a large tear in the rotator cuff of the tendon. When moved upwards, the torn cuff can no longer hold the head of the humerus. The wrist is made of numerous small joints, 2 of which are from the wrist called the radius and ulna. There are also 8 carpal bones that are in 2 rows at the base of your hand, with 4 bones on each row. A healthy wrist works with the bones gliding effortlessly over each other, protected by the cartilage. When you get arthritis in the wrist, the cartilage gets damaged, and the bones start rubbing together and can't be repaired. 3 types of arthritis are common with the wrist. They are osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and post-traumatic arthritis. Osteoarthritis of the wrist can develop into Kienbock's disease, also known as avascular necrosis of the lunate. The lunate is the center bone that helps to move correctly. It works with the radius and ulna. Kienbock's disease is common in men aged 20 to 40 years, and rarely affects both wrists. Rheumatoid arthritis starts in the small joints of the hand and wrist. In a healthy body, the autoimmune disease attacks the healthy tissue and therefore damages the cartilage and ligaments. After a while, can soften the bone. Post-traumatic arthritis could be caused by an injury, broken wrist bone or torn ligament. It can be an injury of the cartilage, or the wearing away of the cartilage from a tear in the ligament. The hand has multiple small joints that help you work on delicate things like threading a needle or tying up your shoes. With most arthritis diseases, the onset is slow and progresses over time. The symptom is gradual, and the cartilage that is attacked declines over time. So the first symptom that you will feel is pain. Maybe after gripping or grasping items, you will eventually be unable to open a jar. The pain may wake you up at night, or stiffness first thing in the morning. When it becomes advanced, the material around the joints is less and does not provide shock absorptions anymore. I have also noticed that my pains are worse when we get rain or humidity. This is because the atmosphere is damp. Your thumb joint is at the base and near your wrist, enabling the thumb to swivel and rotate, and hold items. This is more likely in women than men and occurs mainly after the age of 40. Arthritis of the thumb occurs if you have an injury or fracture, or as in osteoarthritis, wear and tear. A thumb joint has cartilages that cover the ends and cushions the 2 bones to prevent friction when moved. With all joints, arthritis occurs when the cartilage is worn away, resulting in the 2 bones rubbing together, causing friction and damage, to the joint becoming painful and inflamed. The main risk factor for developing any arthritis is obesity. Your weight can have a lot to do with your big joints, for example, your hips and knees. Jobs can be stressful. Your job could be repetitive on your knees. If standing for a long time, healthy eating. You should not eat rubbishy foods like Kentucky Fried Chicken, popcorn, cakes, etc. It would be best if you had a proper healthy diet, like the DASH or the Mediterranean diet. See my next video on how to eat better and keep healthy. I hope this video has helped, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and receive notifications when new videos are released.